Welcome back to another video here on the John Doc channel. It is a crisp Wednesday morning. Beautiful here in sunny North Carolina. Actually, it's too cold. I wouldn't say beautiful. It's too damn cold. If you guys are interested in storm work, quick little plug, you can send me an email, johndocrecovery@gmail.com, or you can send Mason an email at
msmithlsx@gmail.com.
and you can get on the team. We're going to keep it simple. Lots of money to be made. You guys can make money. We got a training day rodeo here, March 2nd. And if you guys are interested in a nice side gig where you can make some money, we call it the Race Car Fund. You know, there's all your information you need. But speaking of race cars, we're actually not talking about a race car today. We're talking about a daily. If you guys remember maybe 2 or 3 videos ago, I did a video on an accessory drive for this LSA blower setup. It's my first LSA blower deal I've ever done. And I went to the best pulley setup they have. I thought it would fit. I was wrong. It did not fit at all, actually. So we had it on the engine stand and we had to call an audible on the play, and that's what we did. So we'll just dive right into it. This is our 4-door Chevy Colorado. If you can't tell, it's got 4 doors, 2 on each side. It does smell like cat piss inside, like you'd imagine, just based off of its looks. It was bone stock, automatic with a, is it like the, it's either the 2.9 or the 3.5, either the 4 or the 5 cylinder.
Yeah, it was 3.5, 5-cylinder.
So this was the 5-cylinder. By the time we were done, it only had 4 rods in it. If you can imagine that. We chunked one out of it. But these are just good trucks. I like them. It's like the new age S10. Like if in the early 2000s, every shop had an S10 as their shop truck, well, every shop should have a Colorado as their shop truck. I will say the platform is ass. Like, it's not that great.
It does not have the aftermarket support that an S10 has.
Not at all. And one thing about them is, like, there's not a lot of room, and the frame's massive on them, and there's no support. And they're 6-lug. If they were 5-lug, I feel like these would be extremely popular. But because they're 6-lug, no one likes them. And I understand, but we rock with it here. We're different. We're trendsetters. We're trying something new, even though this is our 3rd one we've done. We've been trying something new, actually, is what it is. So let's pop the hood. This will be the, like I said, this will be the 3rd, really like the 3.5, because I built one with a LS Pro Charger, methanol, Zoomies, blower truck. I built one with a turbo LS. One of them I then cut apart and made a race car with a big block and twins. And this one here, we're keeping it simple with just a... Got me.
Do you think they can smell the cat piss?
I can smell the cat piss. Shout out to one of our guys, one of our storm guys, Al O'Neill. He called me up. He's like, listen, I watched the video. He said it smells like cat piss. He has a detail company, and he said he's going to come down here and detail it. Oh, look at that. Would you look at it? Would you just look at it?
Look at that. That's nice and shiny.
Would you look at it? All right, so this is exciting. It didn't fit in my F-body, so we said, let's take some quick measurements and see if we can get it to fit in a Colorado, and it fits absolutely perfect. So we took some measurements, and immediately we were like, oh, this fits way better than it did in the F-body. The F-body, there was no chance for it to fit. And the reason being is, like, you can see over here how if you measure off the front of the cylinder head, the width, you know, you get an idea with the frame rail, but when this hangs back, this was going right into where the shock mount is. And on an F-body, like, you can cut the inner fender out to make room, but you can't cut where the shock mounts, because that's where it has to go. There's certain things in building a car where they have to go where they go, and then you can work around and massage and cut out and maneuver some other things, but like the bones of the vehicle, you can't remove the shock mount, and like, you can't just modify it. Oh, I'll just lay the shock back. So then the car just, you got a bucket of shit then. So we did some measurements, and the only thing that we had to remove was the battery tray over here. So we removed that. Everything fits good. We have clearance on the alternator. And it works really good because you got alternator, power steering, and the inlet for the power steering on the rack is on this side, so that works great. And then the AC compressor's on that side. I feel like that's pretty normal though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like it just happened. I mean,
yeah,
it's a normal vehicle. It's not anything crazy, but the layout of it works good. Because I mean, there are some where like they got the AC compressor down low, or there's some that AC compressor's over here and the alternator's over there. But it did end up working out. So we have the LSX Concepts 12 rib setup on the front, which I don't know if you guys can see. That is a lot of belt. The belt tension setup on it is absolutely insane. I mean, you have some adjustability to get better wrap on the lower, and then some adjustability to get better wrap on the upper. We're turning it, it's a 238 or 2.38 upper and a 917 lower. So you're spinning the blower at a pretty good click. I don't know if I'm not super well versed in the LSA stuff. I don't know if you can. I know they make like a, what's the next size up lower? I know they make 255's pretty standard. I used to do the setup to the 255 upper and the 91 lower. So this is overdriving it even more.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a 245 for sure.
Well, that's a 238. Like, they don't make anything smaller for the upper, I don't think. But I think they might make a bigger lower. But I mean, I
don't know.
I think we're good as far as how much we're overdriving the blower. You run into issues where it's diminishing returns. You can overdrive the blower more and make more boost, but it's making more heat, therefore inefficient, make less horsepower. So
you spray it with nitrous though to make a whole bunch more horsepower.
Spoken like a true Indiana. So what I see happening is we are going to put the setup on there, 4L80, Circle D triple disc lockup. At the moment, stock rear end. We're gonna run it. If we ever get outrun, I think that's like my biggest concern. If we get outrun, we might put the 2650 on there, which should be a direct replacement. You just plop it on there, bigger blower, more boost, more efficient, less heat, more horsepower. But for the time being, I think that we're gonna be good with just this being a shop truck, a parts getter, drive around, take it to lunch, go to TKM type deal.
Until it gets outrun.
Until it gets outrun, but hopefully it doesn't get outrun. I did order up some headers, some Doug Thorley Tri-Y headers. They have a swap number for this, so I've never run the Tri-Ys before, but they came with a pair of New Balances and tall white socks. I'm excited about that. So I think overall, it's going to be a pretty, I mean, we really sped up the build. We were going to do the turbo kit, order an accessory drive and all that stuff. Now it's all done. All we have to do is plumb it, put a radiator, heat exchanger, and AC compressor and transmission cooler on it, and wire it up with a Holley Terminator, which is plug and play, and we're pretty much done with it there. So I'm excited about it. It fits too good. Like,
yeah, it's like it's meant to be.
Like it was meant to be.
Some bum cut the fender right here, and it didn't need to be cut. That can be fixed.
What bum was that? Which bum was that?
It was you.
That was not me.
Actually, it wasn't you, but you did mark the fender for me to cut it.
Yeah, and I was way off.
Yeah, so I'm glad I didn't listen to you.
Yeah.
You also wanted me to mutilate the battery
Yeah, no,
tray
I will
over
say
here.
you did a good job just drilling out the holes.
We just removed the whole battery tray. We'll make a new battery tray that sits in there in that same spot. Then you can see that fuse box can still live where it's supposed to be.
And then I'll build a just like a very simple little bend here and put a filter on the end, and that should be it for the intake. Really clean looking. We're working with Racetronics on the fuel system, so shout out to the guys over at Racetronics. They are pretty much, I mean, any of your fueling needs for any of your cars. I mean, I would definitely look into Racetronics. So working with them to do a 800 to 1,000 horsepower setup, pump gas E85 deal, something just a good drive around car in tank, not running a fuel cell. The purpose of this thing is to be a shop truck, just like the other Colorado. You hop in it and you turn the key and crank it up. That's what we're looking for. So very excited about this build. This build just kind of, they spiral a little bit sometimes because, we had the Camaro and this was all supposed to go in the Camaro, and now it didn't fit, and it just happened to fit perfectly in here. So I guess that's the benefit of having multiple projects, but the downside is all the work. So there you have it. If you guys are interested in following this build, please subscribe to the channel. If you guys are interested in Stormwork, please go down. First link in the description below will be to the event page for the Stormwork stuff, and you can say you're coming, and it should be a good time. So any input on this build from you?
I hated it at first, when you first mentioned it, because it was gonna be nice and quiet and turbo setup, and now it's gonna be loud and rowdy and
blower setup.
Not near as like driver friendly, but
no, I think it would. Well,
it'll be a lot of fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. I'm voting for putting some big mufflers on it to keep it quiet. Everyone's like, totally. Text on it, but I think big mufflers make it kind of quiet. It's got the lamb cam in there, so it's going to beat the ground, and we just want something that sounds good and runs good. We did order some blower and stuff, so we're going to get it on a 3-inch drop.
That's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, get that stance right. So, and I'm looking, they sell some very small fenders that are like paint match. I think they would look good on this, but the big ones, they got to go.
I hate them.
They got to go.
I hate them.
So, Anything else? I mean, I think we got this.
No, I mean, we got some wheels.
Oh yeah, we did get some wheels. We got some 20-inch wheels.
Those aren't 20s.
No. These are some whatever was on it. But we did get some 20-inch wheels. There was two trains of thoughts: leave it looking like this and just go out there and bust people's ass, or slam it, make it look good, and be our shop truck. I think we're gonna slam it, make it look good. We are looking for someone to do pinstriping. We want to pinstripe the like nasty racing on the door, like just like a shop truck.
Is that called a pinstripe?
Well, I mean, it's just like, yeah, I think it's a pinstripe.
I think that.
Oh, like a painter? Well, no, so like a painter.
So yeah, I'm kind of lost because like this is a pinstripe for
Yes,
sure. Like,
yeah.
This is a pinstripe.
But I think they call it pinstriping because I want that like old school,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the old
like you
shop
put on
trucks,
an old shop truck.
like
Yeah.
the C10s that have it
we
on
need
there.
we should. Scott doesn't watch videos, does he? We should steal Scott's C10 at some point and get PIG Motorsports put on his door.
Well, we'll have two. So someone who does that, let me know. Send me some pictures of your work, and then we'll have two jobs for you off the rip. So, all right. Well, that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to go down and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.